3 shots, 4 par, I just do 2. 1 putt, par 4, birdie, woohoo. New driver, info, replace, M2, par 5, fairway, what you fin do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew, shoot and make Gavin, 2 thumbs that's up.
Hey, this episode is brought to you by our friends over at TrueClassicTees.com. TrueClassicTees.com, using the promo code OTS Golf, you can get 25% off plus free shipping. Shop the outerwear collection for fall golf, pullovers and zip-ups. Great for wherever you're playing right now. TrueClassicTees.com, 25% off plus free shipping using the promo code OTS Golf. Enjoy the episode. We got Zac Viminitz back. So last week we had Andy Walker. I think we had Zac kind of back around the same time. It's been over a year definitely now, but just wanted to say a quick shout out, quick thank you to a couple of companies. We had our kind of our league closing. We do like a little money game or whatever, and Saturday mornings at Port Hope, and a few companies kind of helped us out, gave us some prizing, which was great. 3-6 Kitchen and Lounge, Layside Golf, Left Behind Golf, On the Mark Golf, Pioneer Golf, Stroke Play Golf Apparel. Bryce, we threw some stuff in from True Classic and Manscaped, so thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, no problem. Couple golf companies there.
Hazel Golf, Groove It Brush, Wave Golf Company, and Pioneer. So thank you to all those brands. If you're listening to the pod, go over and check them out. They've all either been on the pod or we've definitely connected with them, shared a story, or we've gotten some of their gear at some point. So if you are looking for anything, a lot of Canadian companies in there, not all of them, but go over and check them out. And we got a couple Canadians that are now down in the States with us here. We got Brycer and Zac Viminitz back rejoining the pod. How are you doing, Zac?
Good. Thanks for having me back.
Welcome back, Bryce. How's things?
Good. Just same old here. Nothing new.
I just got my voice back yesterday, Bryce. So you're gonna go ahead and lead this one for us. So
yeah, that's fine.
Go for it.
Well, I guess last time we chatted was kind of end of school for you. Want to just take us through how you kind of left the building at Moorhead and how that went?
So our team, we didn't end up winning the OVC championship, but we had a really good year. Joe and I made the all conference team. Joe won the OVC championship. Actually, he went to NCAA regionals, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a good way to end, getting the all conference team. That's what I wanted out of the going back. That was the goal. So
yeah, because you like redshirted because of COVID, right? Or like you got that free extra year
because of COVID, and I was like on and off about if I would go back or not. And then I just thought it would be a good year to like practice for free and get better results. So
yeah, that's kind of what Parker said. We had Parker Haynes on at University of Findlay. He was saying the same thing. Kind of just like a good opportunity to go back and like even like mentor a couple guys, but like work on some of your things and trying to accomplish some goals that you want to accomplish too. Whereabouts are you right now, Zac?
I just moved in with my old college teammate, Michael Reed. He's in Port St. Lucie. So I'm going to be here until for sure end of January.
You just played PGA National today.
Yeah, I'm doing all the minor league golf tour stuff in the month of October. So I'm about to sign up for Latin Q school as well.
Nice. Have you like officially turned pro? I don't.
Yeah. My first event was in the summer at Cedar Rapids in Ottawa.
Take us through that? Like,
yeah, that's the one I was just looking up because I talked to you at that time, Zac. I sent you a message. We'll it'll be better if you share that story than me.
Yeah, because that's a pretty big step there from college.
It was. Well, there's a guy at Highlands. His name's Chris. He would kept on telling me like, you got to do a tournament. And I was like, fine, I guess I'll like this one in Cedar Rapids popped up. So I signed up. It's like $950 entry fee. And then I just packed the truck up with all my golf gear and then just went to Iowa for five days, I think. There was a pro-am and then a 3-day event. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 3-day event. Went with a cut. So
How'd you play?
Yeah, there's no like big like process to become a professional though. It's just like you just sign up. I mean, it might not be financially good for someone that's not good
Yeah.
at golf to be entering these events, but yeah, so you can just once you sign up as a pro, then you're professional. So I've cashed the check that
Mhm.
event. So ever since I cashed the check, I'm
You're not an amateur anymore.
yeah.
Now, okay, can we walk it back? Like, how does like when you decide to turn pro, how does that process work? I don't think we've ever really talked about this. So,
I don't
Yeah,
think so
the
either.
process is like kind of really simple. It's like you just enter in pro events and you lose your amateur status once you make a professional check.
So like I could do it right now. Like I don't have to have any.
You could have played in the event I'm in today, like
Oh
just
wow.
by signing up.
I
But
didn't really realize it was that easy.
you can't do that and then make money and then go sign up for like the Ontario Am.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Bryce wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, he's
No, I'd make a few bucks and go right to the next one. That'd be fun.
maybe you never know. If he has it on that day, he might. He just
Yeah,
might.
I'd go shoot my 87, 86 and
Yeah.
pretty good.
Hey, you just never know with Bryce, man. You never know with the game. But
The tournaments I did in the summer, they had a lot bigger purses than
Mhm.
most of the mini tours. So it was pretty cool. Like it was exciting going to every event, knowing that you could make like if you win, you make anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000.
you make the
Yeah, what
cut.
are the mini?
You
What are the
break
mini
even.
tour?
Do you break even if you make the cut? Most of them.
Oh yeah, the
Okay.
ones in the summer for sure. I don't think the minor league tours like that, but so the ones in the summer were if you make the cut, you pretty much break even, and anything after that, like it's just slowly, gradually goes up, but it's very top heavy in mini.
What is like a purse for a first place in a mini tour? Is it like
So in South
big or?
Dakota, it was like 22,000.
Oh, okay.
Second place 13,000, and then it goes like 8, and then it drops to like 6, and then 2. Like it's
Oh,
very
okay.
very slim.
Yeah,
That's more than I thought, though.
I feel like
Honestly.
I've talked to somebody and they gave an idea of the breakdown. I want to say it was like 15 to 20% just goes to the winner. Um,
Yeah.
that seems actually like it might be kind of high, but that might be about right. And then
Usually they get a sponsor for the event, and pretty much all the sponsor money probably goes to the first place.
Mm-hmm.
What I just assume, but
yeah, and then they kind of break it down from there. But
yeah.
so how many have you played now, Zach?
Oh, around 5 or 6 now.
You've done okay. Like everything's going
Yeah,
well with them.
everything was good. I went from Cedar Rapids, and then I went to South Dakota, and I did a 4-day event there, and then I did a 1-day, and then the last event in South Dakota, I missed the cut. So it was the last event. I didn't do so well, but I got all my money back. That's the good thing about the South Dakota tour is like they usually have a qualifier the day before the event. So I just lost $100, but they give me back everything else. So you're not just wasting $1,000.
Nice.
But then from there, I had Q school. So after I came back from South Dakota, I had like 2 weeks to prepare for that. And then, but yeah, they all those pro events I did really well. I won the pro am at my first event in Cedar Rapids,
Nice.
and then
So how does
Yeah.
that like how does it work? You're just you're set up with just a
Yeah, who'd you play with?
couple
yeah,
people
just
like a company or
4
something?
amateurs from around the area, or yeah, 4 amateurs from around the area. Most of these mini tour events, they do that. Just I think that's how they get help funding.
Right.
Mm.
That they do these pro-ams, and like one of the events in South Dakota, like the pros are kind of like off to the side. Like it's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
Like the big event is the amateur. But
That's pretty interesting. Is it you kind of treat that as a practice round, or do you get access to the course otherwise?
No, I do get access to it. I kind of use the pro-am. So the pro-ams you can make money. So I do try, and like the pro-ams is almost like a practice tournament. It's kind of, I like it that way because it's like like it actually means something. Your score actually counts, but it doesn't really matter because it's not like the real event.
What's the format, and are the all pro-ams like same format? Or?
Like the amateur group will usually play a scramble, and then the pro will just play his own ball, and then the amateurs can use our ball if we.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, like every shot they have a choice to use your ball, or
they
just
don't, they
so
use
if they make par, you make birdie, they can take your birdie. I see. Okay, that's cool.
That's kind of interesting. They don't so they don't actually like use your spot at all. It's just so it's like a 3-man best ball kind of, and then
there's your 3 amateurs
so it's
or 4
like separate almost. So it's
Yeah.
like the amateurs are playing their own scramble tournament, and we're doing our own individual tournament. The only thing is they can just use our score. If they like make bogey, they take our par or birdie.
Bryce, we got to get Blaker and go down there and get in one of these events with him.
Yeah, we would. Oh, it wouldn't even be fair.
We dominate. It'd be awesome.
We would
It'd be so good.
Hey, Blake will have that on me the rest of my life that he's club champion at Oshawa.
Yeah, he will have that with an ace on 17.
I can't even get back and play in it anymore.
I know. Yeah, that sucks. He'll always have that on you. Yeah. He probably texted you right away.
Know all the time. Every time I do something golf, he'll let me know.
Of course he does. How about we try to get him on the pod to tell the story and he wouldn't come?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Well, he did say he would come and then he backed out. So sounds just like Blake. But one day we'll get him here. We got out for a round at Port Hope, which is my course out here. Blake almost had an ace on the first hole. He hit it to like, I don't know, 10 inches or something on the first hole.
He hit it to 2 feet. Yeah.
So it's like a really old track. So it started out where the first hole used to be number 5, and then it became number 3. And now you actually start off with a par 3. It's like a long, pretty difficult par 3, 190 yards or so. And he hit it like, yeah, it was pretty.
I don't know if Vin would like that course. It's not his game. Have you played Fort Hope?
I don't know.
It's old school, man. It's kind of like
High Hope Farms, but
it's pretty much the same.
Man, I got the course record at High Hope on 18 birdies. It was I had a day. I almost made 2 hole-in-ones there. Like anybody listening, the holes are like 80 yards long, but
I have got my first hole-in-one since the podcast.
Oh,
yes,
did you?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Maybe I did, and I just forgot.
Got it in Illinois.
Yeah, I knew that. Where was it?
It was at Elgin Country Club. My friend Mike is a member there.
All right, let's hear it. Yeah, we got to hear the story.
Yeah, so I was playing, or I made 8 straight pars actually all day, and it was funny because I was like, I guess I'm gonna have to hole out to make any money because we were playing a money game.
Mm-hmm.
I was down like $30, I think, at the time going into 9, and then the guy in my group was like, an ace is worth 100 right before, and it's like 150 yards, perfect pitching wedge, like a back pin. I hit it like 5 feet past, and it ripped back in the hole.
You go nuts or what?
Crazy, yeah.
That's
I was going crazy. I couldn't even believe it went in.
Gordo just got a hole-in-one recently too, eh? Kevin Gordon.
I got 2. He got another one.
Did he?
Yeah. So we were like, we had him on the pod probably a couple months ago now, and we were talking to him, and I think we were like, oh, we're speaking it into existence, and I think it was the next day he got a hole-in-one, and then he just made another one at Coppenwood.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's I don't know, a hole-in-one is like a theme on this pod. We like talking about them. It's like all Bryce. It's all we got left.
Yeah. 2 days in a row. That's absurd.
That's like crazy.
He was playing with the same guy too. Imagine how rattled that guy probably was.
He didn't say if there was any money in that, but like, could you imagine? Like the second day, I would just be like, "It's all right, man." I just, yeah. Or you might need that money for the bill, depending on where you are. But yeah. Blaker, I think, had hole-in-one protection there, so at Oshawa, so he was okay. But he didn't know what I meant. I was like, "Oh, like, do you have protection? Like, are you good there?" And he's like, "Oh no, like I'm going out." And I was like, "You can't just leave after you make a hole-in-one, especially on a par 4 in club championships." First thing he said, I was like, "What are you doing hitting driver?" And he says, of course, he's like, "I didn't hit driver." Like, I was like, okay, sorry, Blake, sorry, yeah, but
I didn't hit 3-wood on that hole. I just sliced my driver.
Yeah, he hit 5-wood at it.
Yeah,
you hear, dude? He yelled "sit" as soon as he hit the ball.
That's awesome.
just kind of going back to them. I know we talked about some of the practice rounds and stuff, but are you walking with a caddy pretty often right now? Do you have anybody, or you're just kind of looking
Oh,
for people to go through?
I haven't had any caddy recently. I had my friend Mike caddy me in South Dakota for one event, but other than that, I was gonna take Matt Shalod for pre-Q, but he was in like the middle of caddy season. I didn't want to take out from his loops and caddy me for like dirt cheap.
Are you doing any work down there in Florida now that you're staying there? I know you caddied in Chicago, but
My caddy in at the Dye Preserve in November. Hopefully I can career it in October so I don't have to.
Yeah, there you go.
So when you're kind of working out everything, I was asking, I don't know if you know Ziggy or not. I know he was PGA Tour LA last year. He's on to the second stage now. So congrats to Ziggy, 'cause that's pretty awesome. But I was asking him a little bit about how he kind of calculates some of his yardages and like wind and stuff like that. Do you like break that stuff down on your own, Zach? Or are you like a feel guy? Like obviously you got like your yardages, you got it kind of set up, but like for him, we were playing on a pretty windy day, so I was like asking him a little bit about how he like mentally kind of calculates that before the shot.
Yeah, so I'm kind of both in a way, I'd say. Like I don't I don't try to get too technical like right to the number because that'll just like mess me up if I'm trying to be too exact.
Right.
But like today there was a lot of shots I kind of like because there's some shots that you can't really judge because you're almost hitting like a punch shot depending on the wind. So like you don't just practice these like 5 yard off the ground punch shots into the wind, but
Well,
I mean,
some of us
so
do. Some
the
of us
way
try to.
you try your best.
Yeah.
But the way my coach at school, my swing coach, he would always say weld. So you go through it right when you get up to the ball, you read the wind, elevation, lie, and distance. And then if you tackle those four, then you should get somewhere around the number.
And you said you're using I don't know.
Decade.
We talked decade, yeah, it's kind of a newer thing you've been trying.
Yeah, I don't like
Don't
do
just
it.
go through it a little.
I don't do it for a cheat, like right off the book, but yeah, it's helped a lot. Like today, for example, like the greens are pretty big, very windy. So you just take the fat part of the green and you just play aggressive to the conservative target.
Yeah, just for the people that don't know what decade is, can you kind of just go into it a little bit of kind of the philosophy behind it?
Or strategy kind of software that they have. So basically, they give you different numbers for each yardages, right or left of the pin, depending on where it is. So if it's like 150, I think it's like 7, maybe 7. Like if it's a tuck left pin, you aim like 7 paces to the right. So then the whole point of the system is if you're trying to play a straight ball, if you miss it a little left, it should go right at the pin. But if you miss it a little right, then you're on the fat side of the green and it's a longer putt, but you're going to make a lot more pars doing that than missing short sided.
And then chipping,
Like strokes gained and all that kind of stuff.
Well, it's just like a course management tool, I guess, too, right? And like I feel like I've been trying to think about that a little bit. Like I'm not playing off any decade, but even just kind of trying to find the middle of the green and then go from there. Like our greens are really super tough at Port Hope, but even like if you're off of them, you're in a tough spot. Sometimes even get the ball like close to the hole, so you're just playing for bogey, right? But
Yeah.
do you find that like in a tournament, do you typically like change your theories at all, like your strategies, or do you kind of follow that? Like I kind of remember us talking a little bit back, and you were saying like some days you just want to go after it though.
Yeah, so it definitely depends on the golf course, and it also depends on like my confidence level with my chipping as well. Because I mean, if I'm chipping really good, then I like obviously like some pins I'm not going to go at. Like this golf course that I'm playing right now, PGA National, like it's actually very like you have to think a lot because there's so much like trouble. Like there's like false edges, huge bunkers, and like you just in tournament golf you just don't want to be short-sighted on
Mm-hmm.
golf courses like that. Like today, I mean, I tried like I was aggressive on some and I didn't make birdies, but all like the whole day I just played to the center of the green and took my pars just because it was blowing about 20 miles an hour and I got a little rust. So I wasn't gonna attack pins.
Well, PGA National too. That's a bear trap, right?
Yeah.
That's like I think
Even par
it's
today on the bear trap.
even par on the bear trap. That's nice. I think it's what 15, 16, 17. Is that right?
It's four. Four.
They include
15,
the 18th hole, I guess, too. Like just
oh, maybe. I would think so.
yeah. I'm not really exactly sure, but I remember like a little while ago Bryson trying to like hit it up. Remember that Bryce? I think we talked about that Bryson like taking it up the 16th fairway or something like that. And it was like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was like
They play that
completely in
OB.
yeah,
They
and
don't let
then
you do that.
yeah, now they like set it up as an OB or something like that, or he had tried that in like I guess a practice round, but you're shooting all right
Yeah.
there. Like you're playing all right. It's a tournament that you're playing in right now?
I shot 73 today. I mean, I'm middle field. I'm like 38th right now, but it's one of those golf courses where like if I go out have a good day tomorrow, I can go up like 25 spots.
Right.
Mhm.
What's the event you're playing right now, Zach?
It's the minor league golf tour. It's the major, so they have like one major a month, and it's at PGA National. So it's just a 2-day event. Yeah.
Okay, right on. What's your practice schedule looking like right now?
So I literally moved in 3 days ago. So I'm still trying to figure out the whole area, but there's just golf courses everywhere. We're
Mhm.
actually living on PGA Village. So I'm
Nice.
gonna go there sometime this week and try to see what they can do for like memberships.
How is it in that area after like the hurricane and stuff? Is there water everywhere?
This area is actually pretty like it's fine, but
Okay.
it's across the coast near
Yeah.
like Fort Myers. It's literally right across.
Hmm.
So we're fine here, I guess. But
So it's just golf for you guys. Like you said, you're living with one of your old roommates. You guys doing anything else while you're down there, or just
also,
rolling
he
putts
has
on the carpet?
yeah, 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 we lived together in college too. So all we do is golf, honestly. I mean, he's working right now. I don't think he's been doing very many minor league events, but he's working at the Dive Preserve also.
He's probably doing just fine there, with money.
Yeah.
So what's the what's it like when you're there? Like you're just like you're gonna try and start caddying next month, you said?
Next month I'm gonna try to caddy. So after the like this summer I focused on a lot of caddying, then I took a little break for Q school and South Dakota and all that. But I mean, I really this starting now, I'm just kind of full on just trying to make it. Like nothing in my way.
Oh boy.
Just wake up every day and just golf. So
Well, what do you got lined up in the future for events? Do you have any you've already registered for, or are you kind of?
I don't even know what the events are. I just signed up for every single minor league event in October.
There you go.
I didn't even care where.
So, are they all in Florida, or can they be anywhere?
Yeah, they're all like around this area.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even look it up. Like I'm just doing it.
Nice.
I
Oh,
like it.
boy.
You just kind of get up, check what course you're going to that morning, and drive there. Find a tee time and drive.
Yeah, go
Oh,
shoot on fire. That's all you need to know.
I like it. That's sweet. So, are you getting in much practice at all right now, or are you just kind of like? It sounds like you're playing a ton of rounds, ton of tournaments right now.
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot lately just because right when I got here, I had to go do a practice round. And then the next day, I went to go just have a practice day, and the range was closed. So I just played another practice round.
All right, we made it through 9, and this glizzy is brought to you by our friends over at Manscaped, manscaped.com. You can go over, check out the Ultra Premium Collection, or anything that you need to not suffer through the back 9 here. Using the promo code OTS Golf, you will get 20% off plus free shipping. Maybe you'll go low on the back. Thank you for supporting the episode. Thank you for supporting the pod. Manscaped.com, 20% off using the promo code OTS Golf. Free shipping right to your door. Enjoy the pod.
Buried my last 4.
Ooh, oh boy.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, it was like the most out of body experience I've ever had. I was just blackout.
Yeah, the adrenaline was probably through the roof.
Yeah, and it was cool because like a couple weeks before I did the US Open local, and I had to birdie the last 3 to make it through, and I birdied 16, 17 and missed the 10-footer on 18.
Oh,
So this time I had another chance. I birdied 15, 16, 17, and then I had to make the 10-footer, and I did. So
I'm trying to think of who it is. We can just cut right back in. We can just roll right back in. I'm trying to think of who the guy was that got his tour card this year, and he had the birdie. I think the last 5 or 6 holes, or 5 of the last 6. I can't remember who it was, but that'd be just wild. And he did.
I think there's a story with Max Homa where it was like the year before he was on the PGA Tour, he had to birdie something like that, like he had to be like 6 under on his back 9, and he did.
That's wild.
So that guy's got ice in his veins, I feel like. And
he's become such a good player.
See it a little bit.
So good.
You can definitely tell when somebody's got it or not. That's like the thing I've noticed most in pro golf, is that you can really tell who's like who can really play and who should like consider a new job.
Yeah.
Well, I've said that before. Like when I was talking with Ziggy after his round, like we were playing with he rooms and travels with Trevor Hughes. So Trevor did not. It was the Osprey Valley Monday that I was out with them for, and Trevor didn't have a day. He didn't have a very good day. Ziggy missed by 1, shooting even. I think he had 1 eagle, 2 bogeys, and it was just so windy. Gordo actually won that day. I think he was -5, and like I think the other guys, everybody else was -2. So, at least I'm pretty sure. But one of the things that Ziggy and Trevor were saying is, you get to that point where you're like, you really gotta feel like you have it or you don't, right? And some guys just don't, and it's like such a mental grind. There's so much travel involved, so many, like you say, you're just registering for every tournament that you possibly can, like hopefully trying to get some funding and stuff like that, right, to be able to do so. And then like I remember the next week they were out in Quebec, and I think they played like an East Coast Pro Tour event, and Trevor went 65, 63 or something like that. So he had, I don't want to say what he shot when we were playing that Monday qualifier, but it just wasn't his day. It was like one of my scores, right? And like, to see it happens, right? It definitely does happen.
It sucks because I mean, you're paying $900 for an event, and you go shoot those bad numbers, and then you can't do anything about it but just learn from it. But I think that's the best part, is that you got that pressure on you to do well, and it also gets you up in the morning. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, and I'm just, the only goal is to birdie every chance I have, because if not, then I just don't make money. So it's either you shoot your car or thanks for coming.
So to go back to Cedar Rapids, that was it, right? Cedar Rapids?
Yeah.
So you had to birdie out the Final Four to make the cut?
Yeah. Yeah.
So in your first pro event, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, it was a cool first experience, because I won the Pro-Am by 2. And it was one of those rounds where it was like 25-mile-an-hour winds, like nobody's seen the golf course, and I went out there and I shot 66, and I like, there's some days like what the leaderboard's going to be like, and like after the last hole I was like, there's nobody that's going to beat me today. It felt like a normal day, like 62. Like,
yeah. Now
I have those days pretty often, honestly.
Do you remember? Can you kind of walk us through like 15, 16, 17, and 18? Do you remember the holes?
Yeah. So I bogeyed 14, and then I took out my phone for the first time because I knew I had to shoot under par
Right.
because I shot 75 the first round. So I knew I had to go pretty deep. I had to shoot 4 under, and I bogeyed to get back to even. I checked my phone, and the cut line is at 4 under, and I'm like, gosh, well, I guess I got birdie the last 4. There's no other option. So the first hole is like this golf course is really like, if you hit driver, it's like big risk reward. So it was like a dog leg left, very tight, water right, water left. I just hit driver. I was like, I need to make birdie. Like obviously 150 yards out isn't working today. So I just hit driver, hit it to like 20 yards away, hit a horrible chip shot to like 25 feet. And I thought it was over from there, and I drained it, and I was like, all right, here we go.
So you're saying there's a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then next hole is like 220 yards straight downwind. I just hit my 8-iron.
I knew, man. I knew you were gonna say like 8-iron or something. I was just like,
Vim hits it a long way.
I know, because I remember last time I was talking about your yardages, and I was like, I wanted to say a club before, and I wasn't even gonna say. I was probably gonna say 6 or 7. But yeah, man,
So it takes
8-iron.
a huge hop right before the green, goes to like 5 feet. Make the next hole par 5. Just hit it straight over this water. Probably not the play, but I just was just full send at that point. I was like, there's no other option. Have like 190 yards into this par 5, hit it to like 40 feet, and I 360 lipped it for eagle.
Ooh.
And I was like, so at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, that was it right there. Like that was, I could just cruise a nice little par 18. But then I just stepped up on 18, and I was like, I had that thought in my head from the US Open local where I had to birdie last 3 and I only did the last 2. So this time, I mean, I hit it to 100 yards, and I hit it to 10 feet, and I made it. So
nice. You have a couple playing partners. How many guys were in the group with you?
2 other guys.
Those guys still playing for it at that time?
Yeah, they were I think one made the cut. I don't know if the other one did, but they both, and I think they both played on the Latin tour.
They must have just thought, like, especially if you're taking a line over the water, right? But they would know that they have to kind of do that as well, right? So
oh yeah, you can definitely, like, they definitely knew I was chasing something.
yeah,
you're probably still one of the bigger hitters out there though too, no?
Yeah, so they're all around me, I'd say, but it's basically when I'm hitting it good, I'm usually like 5 to 10 in front of most
Like consistently.
People.
Yeah. If you're hitting an 8-iron 220, I think you're.
Hey, it was downwind. Don't give him too much credit. Right?
It was pretty funny because like I walk in the scoring tent, and, like one of my friends like asked me like how'd it go, and I was like, well, I just birdied my last 4 to make it.
That went good.
It was pretty awesome.
That'd be such a good feeling, though, even to just know that you have that ability, like, in you, right? Like we were just kind of talking about having, like, whether you have it or not, and to be able to kind of, I don't know, if you're playing the U.S. Open local, and then you're, maybe you're not sure at that point if you do or not, right? And you kind of go out and you fire 4 birdies in a row in your first pro event to make the cut. You definitely have it.
Yeah, that was what kind of kickstarted my motivation, and I've learned a lot over the last couple months playing professional just compared to college. Like it was almost like in college you were, like, personally I felt like I played college way too conservative, and like I was trying to like be around par, and in pro golf it's like, great, you shot even par, it's a good score, but
there's guys that went 6 under.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore about being good at golf. It's about shooting under par. Like everybody's good at this level.
Yeah, well, you only missed Q school by 2 shots, you told me. I mean, so you're right there. That was Korn Ferry Q school too, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good experience too. Tough golf course for sure. It was in Nebraska. And yeah, the second round I started double triple,
Oof.
and it was crazy experience. Like I was just like, of course, like this is happening right now.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, I got it back to 2 over, eagled my last hole, and I had a chance the last day. I just wasn't my day.
Yeah.
Now, do you find that like you say, that was a pretty crazy experience? Was it a little bit different than any of the other events that you've gone into? A little bit more intensity,
Yeah.
maybe?
Like very serious.
Just
Nobody's
more pressure.
lots of pressure. It's a lot of money too. It's $3,500 for Q school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I try to not look at it that way. Like I try to not look at it in the money perspective being for pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I mean, you'll just bury yourself.
Yeah, well, I didn't even really mean so much the money aspect. I meant more like, I mean, it's Korn Ferry. That's a
Well,
big
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
I mean, that was
yeah,
just stage one, though, correct?
that's the thing. That's what I learned like right after. I was like, right when I missed, I was like, well, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
And so I had to like go back to the drawing board.
So how would that have worked if you got through? You go to stage two?
Yeah, you kind of just you just go stage 2, then final stage. Well, that
And
was
then,
preview, so that was
oh, okay.
stage 1, 2, 3 after that.
Okay.
And then you
So
just
yeah,
like,
it gets,
yeah, it's
it gets
just
pretty tough then.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
You got to
I mean,
play well for a couple weeks.
yeah, but that's the thing also is what I've learned is like you just got to be ready no matter what. Like
Mhm.
doesn't matter where or when. It's like if you can show up and shoot under par at a golf course, then you can play professional golf. So you just got to be ready.
Do you do a lot of homework, Zach, like before you have a look at the course, or do you even get much of an opportunity, like when you're
We,
playing in the tour events?
me
I
and Vim had this full conversation one day.
Yeah, yeah, you were sending me screenshots, and I do it on Google Earth a lot. Sometimes I just kind of wing it, which I probably shouldn't do. But I mean, Google Earth is great, but sometimes you'll like map it out, and then you'll get to the golf course, and it'll be like extra firm, and then like all the lines are messed up anyways.
Right.
He sent me pictures of like a hole, and he had like all these red lines on it, like with his
Yeah.
carry distances and his aim.
Yeah, so like on Google Earth, I'll make a triangle of 60 yards. So I'll go 300 yards furthest left that you can go, and then 300 yards furthest right. And then you make a straight line. And then you right in the middle is where you should aim the ball.
I've never heard that. I'm gonna
cool,
try
yeah.
that. I'm gonna try that for my next money
I don't
game.
do fairway to fairway. I do OB to OB.
Yeah.
So however, like whatever your ball is safe. I
Right.
do right down the middle.
And obviously it gives you like a bird's eye view of the course, right? Too. So you can kind of get an idea of like things that you think you can cut and things that you can't. That's pretty interesting because I don't know, you can grab like a yardage book from the course or whatever, or you can grab like the course layout, but sometimes I find like they're really old and like it might not play. Like if you're hitting the ball 350 yards, it might not kind of play the way that you might want it to. But that's a pretty interesting idea. Google Earth. I've never heard of that. That's sweet. I like
I
that.
used to do that on the van rides. Whenever I was bored, I would just triangle out the whole course.
Did you learn that from somebody or is it just something that you thought of?
So it's kind of like Decade also. So I think it started from Decade. I think it's just like the dispersion of a driver. Most people's drivers 60 yards. So I put 60. Yeah, my friend on my team did it. I didn't know how to make the triangles until he showed me. So once I found out how to do that, then I did it all the time.
I need the 120-yard dispersion.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I like last round I played, I started hitting a fade for the first time in my life.
Really?
So I might be yeah. Well, Bryce has played with me, knows I don't hit a fade, so I'm looking at it probably a 90-yard dispersion right now. Keep it under 100 hopefully, but yeah.
I mean, it might straighten out soon.
It might start straightening out. Who knows? Like that'd be all right. I hit a couple like good shots. I drove 2 par 4s, 3-putted both of them. So that's my life though. It's just how it is, man. It's like, but I hold out. I hold out from like 112 couple weeks ago now. I was playing in a money game too, which was great. So kind of got me back into it. But it was pretty cool. That was like I have a hole in one this year, and then that was like definitely, I think, the first time I've holed out over 100 yards, which was pretty cool to see.
I never have officially. I did
out?
once. Yeah, hold out. I did it off. Well, I have a hole in one, but like I mean, like in like play. I did it at Oshawa though on hole number. What's the one right beside the range that goes like you tee off right beside it, and you hit with the range?
Oh, that's got to be like 7 or something.
6.
6
So
or
right
7.
beside the range is 6, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
next hole is 7, the par 5.
So 6, the par 4. I was left with my drive. I had a 122 or something. I hit a 52-degree wedge and like scalded or something. And I dropped another ball.
Oh.
And you might have been there. No, you weren't there. It was my brother, Wadsey, and Theater. And no one knew I hit a ball, and I hit another one, and they were walking on the green, and it landed like 3 feet from Blake and went in, and he like looked around, and I didn't even watch it. I just hit the second shot and just picked up my bag and kept walking. And they're like, the ball just came flying in the hole. I think it was from like the range or something. I was like, oh, I hit a second one. And they're like, you just jarred it. And I was like, can I count it?
Joke's on him, eh, Vim? This whole time Blake put it in the hole. Like Blake,
Well, yeah, I didn't see it. It
Blake
might not have been in,
definitely
but
put
they
that in the
said-
hole and is just
they said it
buried
went in.
that. Never told you.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's kind of like what I chase now though. It's just like those cool shots. Like
Mhm.
I was telling Bryce, or well, we talked about like dispersion and stuff. So playing into like a windy par 3 over some water, and I like put one in the drink. So I dropped one. There's a drop zone, but I was just like, at the time, I think I was 1 under. And this was on hole number 11. So I was like pretty annoyed. Put the other one in the drink, like in the same like ripple pattern that I had just put the other ball in. So at that point, I was just like, this game's stupid. I hate golf. And I hit another one to like an inch. And I thought to myself, like, I am never doing that again. If I would have dropped that for a
Oop,
5,
5.
I would have been so upset with myself. Like I couldn't tell that story. Like I hold out for a 5. So
Yeah.
that's I've learned my lesson. I don't do it anymore. I don't take second shots on a par 3 because you just never know. I don't drop a ball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I always do it because I'll take my par and walk off.
That's what's crazy is that you just hit a good shot when you don't care.
It's so bad, man. Like I
Yeah.
always tell people, I'm a PGA Tour professional at my second ball.
I think I would do it with like, I wouldn't care as much if I like hold out for par or something like that or whatever it was, but like if I was hitting an approach into a par 4 or par 5, something like that. But if I made like if I hold it on a par 3 and it was not for a hole in one, I'd be I don't know, man. That would tear me up inside.
You'll like this, Bryce. Today on the bear trap was all into the wind today.
Yeah.
On 18, I had like 270. I didn't carry 3-wood this week. And I was
What do you got? 2 iron?
I got a 2 hybrid.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I'm 3 over, need to make money. So I just took out my driver.
You
went
and DOD.
Yeah, I hit
Oh,
it
boy.
pin high. Pin
Oh,
high
boy.
to the back pin. It was pretty
With a cut?
I tried, it just stayed straight. So I was like 30 yards pin high.
Oh, yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, but didn't make birdie, so it didn't end up being worth it. But
Yeah.
Still a cool shot though.
guys will play with laid up into the water.
I mean, a lot of guys won't have the balls to do that in a tournament, though. I feel like.
Yeah, I've actually done it recently in rounds. So I was like, I mean, I've been doing it, so I guess
Yeah, if it's in the bag, use it, right?
Hey, if you feel like you have some control over it, right? Why not? But
Yeah.
got a Bengals hat on. Can we talk a little bit of football? I think
Him and Blake, man.
Yeah, Blake. I was just about to say,
they jumped
Blake.
on the bandwagon.
Yeah. Is this
I just
a
went to the Bengals game, so I had to buy some gear. Went
Nice.
to Bengals versus Miami.
So what are you guys doing away from the course? You guys watching any sports? Is there anyone that you're
So I try to watch as much football as I can.
Xbox.
Xbox is big. That's how I really connect with my friends at home because we have a group chat and everything, but I mean, I don't check it just because most of the time it's
Shenanigans.
hanging out and stuff, and I can't be a part of it. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I always say why I play Xbox so much. Like it's the only time I ever get to like
yeah, like
hang
that's
out
how
with my buddies.
yeah, exactly. It's like weird, but like you're still hanging out with them.
Mhm.
yeah, we're a little bit older now, and all my buddies just like rage leave our group chats when the Leafs lose. So it's they don't want to hear it. So sorry, I won't name any names, but yeah, it's it is cool though. It is kind of cool. That's what. Funny enough, like I heard that same thing from Ziggy. He said that's how you like keep in touch. You just flip on a video game system and like
Mhm.
kind of connect with the guys and whatnot. But yeah, it's always kind of cool to see like what different people do in their downtime right now. It seems like right
Yeah.
now you don't have much. You're just kind of playing golf every day and trying to enter a tournament every day. But you know, you gotta have like a little, I guess,
Yeah,
a little something away from the course as well, right? Like it can't just be golf
you
all the
can't
time.
overdo it for sure. There was a point there gets a point where it feels like a job, which I mean it should a little bit, but at the same time, like you still gotta enjoy golf
Right.
itself. If I'm planning on doing this the next 20, 30 years, I can't just put it all in and then at the end just be like, oh, I could have done so much stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you think you'll like you ever get to a point where you kind of like maybe aren't playing well, or I guess it could be the reverse effect. If you're playing really well, you don't want to change anything. But if you're, maybe not playing well, you're not kind of feeling yourself. Do you take a couple days off, like do anything to unwind that way?
I'll take a couple days off if I like. It's mainly after an event. Like if I like go out and like play golf and I don't have any events and like I don't play good, like I won't take a couple days off. But like if I have a bad event, I'll take a couple days off and then get back to practice. It's not really like calculated this way, but I kind of just like if I take a couple days off, then whatever I was doing bad might just like go away.
Yeah, you just know too, right? Like I feel like that. Usually for me, it's like just the body is like
Yeah.
giving up. If I've played 4 days in a row, my body's
I'll have
collapsing.
events where I won't like drive the ball good, and I know that it's not like I drive the ball good pretty much. Like I drive the ball good all the time usually,
Mhm.
but if I have an event that I don't drive it good, I just like I don't worry about it. I don't try to change anything. I think it'll just slowly come back. Like I usually figure it out. Like most of the time, I'm not really like a robot in my practice. Like I don't try to like do a certain swing on a certain angle. Like I kind of just figure it out. Like I'm a big field player.
Right.
Mhm.
I feel like
Word.
like we went through like a technology era, and everybody's gathered that data, and we're
Mhm.
Yeah,
sort of getting to a point where like the feel is coming back to the game a little bit, right? Like
yeah,
we've sort of peaked. Like I think I saw like the Ping G430. Like sorry to call out Ping here, but like it's the exact same driver as the 425, right? It's like we've reached that point where we can only change so much until something new comes out, like the Stealth or something like that, the Carbon Wood era or whatever it may be, right? So, um, yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of the feel player come back in, which is
that era of like being kind of like a robot was kind of like through my college career.
right.
Now there's like all this information now. It's almost like you don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
I try to just take like little pieces of information and kind of put in my own feel
Yeah,
rather
of course.
than just try to be on point of what someone's saying.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna work differently, like for me than it would be for you too. Like I still hit the ball long off the tee, but like we're gonna approach the game much differently, right? So you kind of have to take what you can. But
Yeah.
sorry,
Like
Bryce, you're going.
everyone's gonna feel different things also. So
Mhm.
like I might like try to explain to you what I'm feeling at the top of my swing, but it might not be that way for you. Like
Right.
you might not be able to
Yeah.
feel it at all.
Where are you playing around there, like practicing and stuff? Do you have a course that you have lined up yet, or still
Don't
trying?
have I know there's a couple places that Reed plays, and I think it's just called like the Florida Club. There's like a range, putting green, wedge area, but other than that, I haven't really. I kind of just got down here and just focused on the event right away.
Nice.
I'm gonna use next week to figure that stuff out.
Right to work. I like it. Well, Bryce, looks like it's getting dark there. You got to play in the morning. Should we let him? Should we let him go?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna hop on Xbox here soon. So.
Yeah, you guys are just gonna be playing Xbox a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, just screen record it in case anything cool happens, then we can clip it and add it to the pod. But
I mean, you can put in me scoring 8 goals in each show if you want, but I don't know if that'll be good for our viewers.
well, thanks, Vim. Really appreciate you coming back on. It's kind of cool to hear like the that pro golf life, and hopefully next year you have a look at. Well, I guess it'll be starting up pretty soon. PGA Tour Canada. If you have a look, maybe come back up north of the border.
Latin. I'm doing the Latin Q. I don't know. I'd probably do Canadian too, but yeah. So hopefully I'll be in South America.
Well, because I think that's true. Like hopefully you're there, and then I think 7 of the qualifiers are in Florida, I believe. I think for PGA Tour Canada. So
yeah, they're all in Florida.
Yeah, there's only like one up here, and then
from pro golf is like you just got to get status.
Right.
Mhm.
The only goal, like that's what I've realized. Like it's almost sometimes I do events and I'm like, what am I really doing right now? Like other than like obviously you're trying to make money, but like I could win 5 mini tour events in a row and it wouldn't do anything for me other than money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, well, hopefully it's PGA Tour LA, or if not, maybe you come up here north of the border, or Korn Ferry again next year, right? So
the plan is to be home in the summer, so should get around it.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get around it. Maybe Blake will bring us to the course or something. We'll have to set that up, Bryce. But yeah,
they lift restrictions.
Up in like Windsor or something.
Yeah, we should go play Ambassador.
Yeah, we should like record it.
That's a nice try.
Yeah, we got a friend of the pod who does a little videoing. So he said that if we ever set it up, it would be a little bit of work. But if you ever set it up, we could do some videos. So maybe we'll
it'd be so cool.
You can be our Luke Kwan or something like that, and we'll get some we'll get a little something going here for the pod.
Ones
that'd be
that
great.
go viral, it's like you got to get really lucky. Like those guys, you see those Barstool ones. Like those guys don't go like super low, but like there's the odd podcast where like a guy will go out and shoot 8 under.
Yeah.
Those are what you're looking for to go on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just I can hit like a big sling. Like I can hit pretty cool looking shots, but like I can't put it all together for 18 holes. Bryce hits the ball like kind of like you. He hits it a mile. So Bryce, we might have something. I don't know. It might look cool. I think Bryce and I could fire like double digits if we did a little 2-ball scramble for sure. We could go pretty low. I can roll it well. So as long as Bryce gives me a bit of
I hope we're firing double digits, but yeah.
I mean, a 2-man scramble, and
turn on the screws into a huge business.
Yeah, this might be next year we might be I don't know, there might be something. But we have a couple cool things in place too, so don't know if it'll be out for this episode, but we did promise it in episode 100. We teased it a bit, so I think we're releasing this one day before that comes out, so probably for episode 103. But if you're following us at OTS Golf over on Instagram and you want to check out Vim's career, I'm gonna link your bios. Did you have Instagram? Did you have Twitter as well?
Yeah, so I just got a new Instagram account just for people to follow my golf, really, and it's ZT Viminitz at. Right, I might have to check it.
That's okay. Well, the good thing is you won't even. Yeah, I'll just put a link down below, and you can just go.
ZT Viminitz Golf.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That doesn't even follow me.
I'll drop a link down below, and if you want to follow the career of Zach here, you can go down below, check it out, and obviously on the Screws Podcast over on YouTube, we trying to have a little bit more focus on that. When I say we, it's me.
I give the content.
We're trying to kind of focus on that. We might looking at getting an editor or something. So if you do some editing, I don't know, maybe reach out. Maybe we can talk because this is starting to. Yeah, we're getting to that point. We need some help. And it's cool. But thanks so much, Zach. This was great. I'm glad things are going well. Hopefully next time we talk, obviously you've gone through PGA Tour LA, so. It would be cool to get you down there. Say hello to our guy Paul Parks down there. I think he's down there playing this year, so I'm not sure if he has status, but I know Ziggy was there last year. So if you run into any of those guys, a couple friends of the pod, really good guys. So say hello and good luck, man.
Thanks for having me.
He's out in my ball and of course so I tee up. I lose the ball and I re-up. I miss a fairway, I probably end up in the ocean or maybe the beach. And I'm on a par 5 and I'm finna go reach it. Second was blind, I ain't see it. Feel like it might be an albatross, worst case scenario.